Now open in Hartselle at 200 Main Street West, downtown.
AL cert number 21014.
Bah humbug! We don't need no heat this holiday season!
But Mr. Scrooge, Talent Heating and Air Conditioning has free service calls with a repair.
Oh, no free calls! No heat, no cold for you!
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning even has TVA rebates where they'll send you a paper check.
Who's this Talent Heating and Air people? Bah humbug!
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning is a real local company that'll come out and fix your unit often in the first day.
Oh, we don't need local!
Give them a call at 256-503-4490.
Oh, who again?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, or find them online at talenthac.com.
Then a toast, my love, my dearie, to our Merry Christmas. God bless us.
God bless us. God bless us.
College football lives here.
Daniels quick out left side, trying to make a man miss. They do. But ball down. It's a fumble, and Alabama's got it.
Mateer to throw, looking right. Has time, deep
across the middle,
wide open behind the defense. Atania all alone. Touchdown! 58 yards. Sooner magic on a Saturday night.
College football lives here.
Fernando takes the snap, hands it to Kalon Black, pounds his way forward. Touchdown, Indiana.
Snap back to Gunner. He'll throw it. Caught by Branch. He twists. He pivoted in and scrambles into the end zone for the 4 yards.
The fake to Lacey down the field. He's got a receiver. Caught at the 35, the 40. Breaking free to the 45, the 40 is Alexander. He could go. He does. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Scott Tyson here with your 97.7 ESPN The Zone Sports Minute. The 21st-ranked UAH Chargers would lead 31-29 at the half against Trevecca, but couldn't hold off the visitors. Trojans steal the 70-61 win. Canute Wood would lead the Chargers with 13 points. UAH women extend their winning streak to 6 games as they knock off Trevecca 80-61. 4 Chargers would end up in double figures, led by Bella White's 21 points. Both teams in action tomorrow at home, taking on Lee, 2 and 4 p.m. tips. Thursday night NFL action. The Atlanta Falcons come back from a 14-point fourth quarter deficit as Zane Gonzalez hits a 43-yard field goal as time expires as they stun the Buccaneers 29-28. Join the 97.7 ESPN The Zone family Tuesday night for our Talent Heating and Air listener party at Field Day Huntsville, hosted by North Alabama Mortgage from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Just bring a toy for Toys for Tots and you can enjoy all the fun.
Can you get me a little type C?
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I abuse you.
You're tired.
Well, the lunchtime whistle and the morning's finally done. I'm jumping in my car, I'm gonna have a little fun. The Doghouse Network's on my radio dial. Big Dog's taking care of business for a while. If you're listening to another station I don't understand, but nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
Give us a call, Steve.
He's a northern-bred, southern-fed, slick-talking guy. Listeners in his posse are the Junkyard Dogs, the SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Titan Tiger Land, nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, come on now. Let it rip. That can only mean one thing. That means that it is Football Friday in the Doghouse. The biggest day of the work week during the biggest time of year. And we'll step aside from our holiday music today for football music throughout the show. And Friday in the Doghouse means the highly interactive, often imitated, never duplicated, all in Home Appliance Friday Trifecta. With another special scoring tweak for you this week. More on that in a moment. That thing is just so good, man. That is just so freaking good. All right, this is a bit of a strange show. I'm going to look, you know that you got a strange host. This is a bit of a strange show today, okay? With a different looking trifecta. So pay attention to this one, all right? I mean, obviously, we are in that little lull before the playoffs begin in college football, but we do have the greatest college football rivalry on tap, the Army-Navy game. And yes, I know there's a bowl game tomorrow. Forget about that. You get that? 1AA, and I get all in it. Yeah. The other oddity today is that Lee Sterling, our usual Friday guest, is off until next week. And then after that, we get into the crazy holiday schedule. But we will have trifectas on Christmas and New Year's weeks, even though we only have a few shows during that 2-week period. Like Christmas week will be on Monday, Tuesday. Then we're off Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, day after Christmas, Monday. And then we come back for a Tuesday show. And then it's New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, games, important games. And we're going to come back on Friday. Okay? So that's the schedule right now. Those of you down the line, Adam Johnson's head just blew up. He's like, what? At WNSA, like, what? Joe Abraham over there at WCD, he's like, well, hey, what do you mean? What do you mean you're taking Christmas off? What are you talking about? I'll send it to you guys. I'll give you a schedule. So anyway, It is, we will do trifectas those weeks. We will have that. But today is wide open, and I mean totally open, like the whole show open. Now, we may hear from former Army football captain Joe Ross, who is on a plane right now. Maybe I don't know if he's landed yet. He's en route to Baltimore as we speak for the game. And he said that if he could, he's going to give us a shout probably in the second hour of the show from the airport in Baltimore. So at any particular point in time, Joe Ross could be joining us. An opportunity to talk to a former captain in the game and like talk about what that week is like, what it's like playing in one of those things. I mean, you can't get any closer to the action than that, but we'll see. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I mean, that's a distinct possibility as well. We may just be absolutely wide open. So if you want to get in on the action, go ahead and jump in now. And let me just add this. Can I add this to the mix? Since you guys have not really taken advantage of me in Beat the Big Dog, I do still have tickets available for the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl between Tennessee and Illinois. So I'm going to put up two pair of tickets today on a standalone basis for this trifecta for anyone who hits all four picks. Now, if we have more than two people that hit all four picks, then we'll do a drawing for the two pair. Okay? But you got to hit all four. And it doesn't matter if you are on the board or not. So you might be some person that doesn't want, you haven't been in the last few trifectas because you don't think you can win the grand trifecta prize, the season-long prize. You can win tickets today, right now. Well, that wouldn't be today. It would be Monday when the games are over with. So in any event, we have that. This is good for everyone. Whether you're on the board or not, this is good for everyone today. So whether you're listening in Huntsville or Nashville or Murfreesboro or Winchester over the air, or whether you're listening on an app or online anywhere outside of the Tennessee Valley, not to mention you get to show off your big brain. You know, that's the other part of the trifecta. The trifecta is obviously it's great for winning prizes, but you also get to show off your big brain. Yeah, I won the trifecta. Anyway, the number is the same for everyone. 256-576-4969. 97.7. That will get you into the show. Now, you can also hit the text window, which is a great way to get your picks in. Many of you use it each week to get your picks in at 7329TA show, 732-982-7469. We also read those on the air, the good ones anyway. We'll read that, or the ones that aren't vulgar. I can't put the vulgar ones on the air. Come on. But we will read those on the air for you. Okay. And then you can watch the show as well on WZZN TV, on the YouTube or the Facebook and on X. Check it out at my X feed at Thom Abraham Show. Just go to at Thom Abraham Show, and it's posted there on the X. The Friday Trifecta now celebrating 25 years. This year, it's the Owen Home Appliance Friday Trifecta. And remember, this runs all the way through the Super Bowl, not the national championship game, all the way through the Super Bowl. And our top handicapper after the Super Bowl will win a complete Gordon Ramsay set of kitchen appliances from Owen Home Appliance, which is the new range hood, the fridge, the dishwasher, $10,400 value. And you pay nothing. Nothing. And get this. If you got like a new kitchen or if you're not interested in appliances, don't worry. You can replace this with something else of equal value from Owen Home Appliance. And you can even work it out with Mike Owen over there to sell them. I mean, you control them. They're yours. $10,400 worth of appliances. Put them on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace or something. Who knows? Oh, my wrist just went off. All right, I did it. I did it, guys. Ooh, cool. All right, my son Joe's my partner in fishing in Bass Nation, the Tennessee Bass Nation tournaments, just sent me the schedule, which I cannot read. There you go. Those are, hey, well, look, I'm doing the Shedeur Sanders. Look at that. Those of you that are watching on the YouTube TV, look, I'm doing the Deion Sanders thing. I'm showing you my watch. I did it, okay, Grumpy? Grumpy's like, don't do that. It's GAY, those watches. I got it last night. I got one for my wife. We're some kind of like platinum members of Xfinity because I pay them a gross amount of money every month. And so these are $400 watches that we got just for the service, basically, for the $10 a month service. And they're completely independent. I could take my cell phone and leave it in the truck if I want, and I can use my watch thing. The problem is I can't hear real good on it because my hearing sucks anyway, and it doesn't get real loud unless I have an earbud in or something. And I certainly can't read anything on it. But I'm excited about what Joe just sent me. I got to look at that. Let's see what he just sent me regarding the schedule this year. It's so beautiful out there right now. I mean, I'm thinking, can I go fishing today after the show? Problem is it gets dark at like 4 o'clock. By the time I splash, it'll be 2:30 if I were to go straight there. And problem is, I can't do that. I got too much stuff to do. I have too many things that I need to do this afternoon that is going to prevent me from maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. All right. Scoring this week. The scoring this week for the trifecta. Now, here's what we're doing. We put 10 points on the line. We put 10 points on the line this week. But I have removed the lines from the NFL games. Some of you whined last week, I had to hit all 3 games to get 3 points, to get 6 points or whatever. Well, it's the trifecta. I mean, there should be some skill involved here. But I made it a little easier. I think the 3 elements of the trifecta are pretty easy. Okay? No line in NFL games that I've got in there. And then there's a third pick, which I will explain. That gets you 6 points. And then if you add the bonus game, which of course would be the Army-Navy game, I'm telling you that right now. If you add the bonus game, that's 4 bonus points. So 10 points on the line. 10. And let me tell you, let me tell you how many people are within 10 of the lead. A lot. There are down to Vinny. Vinny's the last one. The lead is 28. Vinny has 18. Down to Vinny, There are 16 people that are within 10 of the lead. Forget about everybody else. I mean, there's 60 people on the board. There's plenty of room for you to still make your move. Plus, I got Music City Bowl tickets that I put on the line today on a standalone basis. All right, so here you go. Here are your 2 NFL games. Straight up, give me a winner.
Bills make me wanna shout, kick your heels up and shout, throw your hands up and shout.
In New England.
Boys in the schoolyard can't stop it.
Straight up. Just give me a winner. Just give me a winner. In our next NFL game.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
Straight up. Straight up. Against Bo Nix and the Broncos in Denver.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
Drinking my coffee there. I needed a little longer cut on that one. And then, pay attention now. It's a little bit tricky. If Grasshopper understands it, y'all will understand it. Last night, the Nashville Predators scored 7 goals last night behind 4 from Steven Stamkos, who's got 8 goals in 8 games. They scored 7 goals last night. The Titans are in San Francisco against the 49ers. Will the Titans outscore the Preds 7 goals? And the Titans, if you need them, are -0.5. So that if a tie between if the Titans score exactly 7, with the Preds had 7 goals, Preds win. So it's the Titans.
We are the Tigers. We are the Tigers. Tigers.
-0.5 point. So if they score 8 points, they got 7.5. That's more than the 7 goals that the Preds scored last night.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
7 goals they scored last night against the St. Louis Blues. And then your bonus for the additional 4 points in Baltimore. The Army gets 6.5 against the Navy. All right, so there you go. There you go. This is also the time to get into the Baumhauer's Bracket Challenge. You could find that on Facebook. You can find that pinned at my Facebook page. Just go to Thom Abraham, Thom, Thom Abraham, my personal Facebook page. It's pinned there. You can also find it on the X at Thom Abraham Show. It's pinned there. You'll see the link to it there. Or you can just go to ESPN.com, fantasy, click on the Bracket Challenge, and search for Baumhauer's Bracket Challenge presented by 97.7 ESPN The Zone to get in. And you can get into that thing. And check this out. Your grand prize is an overnight stay at the historic Battle House Renaissance Hotel in Mobile. That's a $450 a night hotel. Plus dinner for 2 at Dolphins Restaurant, which is also owned by Bob Baumhauer. And a complimentary beverage and dessert at Las Floridas, which is Mobile's only Cuban-inspired speakeasy. It's underneath Dolphins. It's down in the basement. It's a speakeasy. You check that out. And a reminder, Tuesday, it's WZZN in Huntsville's annual Talent Heating and Air Toy Drive Christmas Party at Field Day presented by North Alabama Mortgage. So you bring an unwrapped toy for Toys for Tots, and you get fed at the taco bar, and you get a free round of mini golf, and you get a raffle ticket. And we're going to give away stuff there as well. Everyone who shows up with a toy or a donation gets a raffle ticket. And a bunch of you just walk out of there with some sort of a prize. It's a family-friendly event. So go ahead and bring the entire family. All right, back at Mission Control. Trying to figure out the trifecta. What the heck is he talking about? The Preds versus the Titans. What is he talking about? He's playing the Planets That Matter, the Stacks of Wax. He's keeping us on the air. Waiting for your phone call.
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together on a spit and polish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
I have a sentimental weakness for my children, and I spoil them, as you can see. They talk when they should listen.
Give me back my son!
I don't like violence, Thom. I'm a businessman.
I'm telling you, there's an embarrassing press conference in that kid's future.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Do you hear the grasshopper, which is at your feet?
Old man, how is it that you hear these things?
Young man, how is it that you do not?
As quickly as you can, snatch the pebble from my hand. When you can take the pebble from my hand, it will be time for you to leave.
Oh, I understand it, Mr. Abraham.
You did a good job on the graphic, laying it out there, explaining it.
Yeah,
so my guess is that you do it. They scored 7 goals last night.
It was a good game, and Steven Stamkos, what an addition a few years back, bringing him in and watching him, totally change what this Preds team needs to be. And obviously it took a little bit of time, but it's starting to work out now. And anytime.
Yeah, he's no spring chicken, and they got a long ways to go, but they've been playing better as of late.
Yeah.
Anytime
you see the Preds beat the Blues, it's a good day. I will say, you laid it out a little bit more confusing. I was just straight up.
I made it confusing?
Just score more than what the Predators scored. That's all you got to do.
Well, the half a point, I think, is the part that you got. They got to score more than what the Preds scored. There you go. The Preds scored 7 goals. Will the Titans score more than the Preds? And the tie goes to the Preds.
Yeah.
How about that? Does that make sense?
There you go. That
tie goes to the Preds.
There you go. That makes plenty of sense. So definitely get in on the show, 256-5764. 97.7. Yeah, there you go.
I was going to throw that in there for you there. Preds got a long way to go. I mean, they're mired down in 8th place with 28 points, but that 28 points is only 5 points behind the San Jose Sharks, which are the last team in the playoffs in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
So, this is a flaw. I know they like keeping everybody bunched up in hockey. You get 2 points right when you win a game, whether you win it in overtime or regulation. And you get 1 point if the game goes to overtime and you lose, right? So, to me, it should be you get 3 points if you win. It should be 3 points to win and 1 point to lose in overtime.
Yeah.
That's how I think. I mean, because it's amazing. So there are only like 4 teams in the entire NHL that have a losing record because there's so many ties.
Yep.
And teams win in overtime and it goes into their win column. But if you win the game in overtime, you get 2 points. The other, you're playing for 1 point and the other guy gets 1 point. I think it should be 3-1-0. That's what I think how the points should look. But, we're past the 1/3 mark in the NHL now. Pretty much everybody has played 31, 32 games, somewhere in there. Surprises the Boston Bruins and the Detroit Red Wings in the Eastern Conference. They are both above the line now. Top 3 in their division, in the Atlantic Division. Carolina, Washington, and the Islanders, top 3 in the Metropolitan Division. Flyers and Penguins holding down the wild card spot, but the Montreal Canadiens are right there. The Devils are right there. Rangers are right there. Maple Leafs right there. Not right there is the Florida Panthers, back-to-back Stanley Cup champs. They're down the list a little bit out of right now, about 3 points out of the playoff, but that'll all change in a hurry. In the West, it's Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota in the Central Division, and it's Vegas, Anaheim, and L.A. in the Pacific Division. The Edmonton Oilers, who couldn't suck enough for the first 2 months of the season, month and a half of the season, have kind of straightened up the ship, and they're now the first wild card team in the playoffs as well, and also playing pretty good hockey to start the season through 19 games. The Huntsville Havoc are 10-5-4, 24 points, which is tied for second behind the Pensacola Ice Flyers, who have 28 points. Roanoke, Evansville, and Huntsville all at 24 points. So the Havoc off to a good start, and the Nashville Predators trying to straighten things up there. How about that? How about a hockey update?
There you go. Finally, one of those bad boys. I'm just glad all my teams won last night in the NHL. Islanders got a big win. Obviously, the Bruins got a big win. And then that massive 7-point win from the Preds. Huge.
Yeah, Preds, Bruins win. And I got to be honest with you. I'm just going to throw it. I'm just going to say it right now. I I turned the football game off in the fourth quarter. I don't know what the heck happened there. I mean, the Bucs seemed to be in total control of that game last night. It was sports eye candy. I mean, it was something to see. It was a color-on-color game. If you didn't see it, go look at the highlights. Creamsicle for the Buccaneers, the black jerseys for the Falcons, and I sat there and I looked at that thing, and I thought it was visually very pleasing, but it didn't look like, even though Kyle Pitts was having a monster night and Bijan Robinson, they were down 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. Mike Evans was having a big night in his return to the lineup. And the next thing you know, I get up in the morning and I'm like, why is Bijan Robinson on the postgame show? Why was he on the postgame? They don't put the guy from the losing team on the postgame show. What's up with that?
Yeah. And it was an interesting way to end. I mean, if we go back to like Young Hoku playing on this team, last second field goal, I mean, that, just already walking out the stadium. I'd be gone by then, but it was definitely a huge win for the Falcons. And although they're not going to make it to the playoffs, you got to look towards the future of what this team has and look even closer on Kyle Pitts, without Drake London.
You got to look even closer on Raheem Morris. What do you do with Raheem Morris?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, Raheem Morris, to me, that's a change that's got to be made. I think you're just treading water with that dude. And then the flip side of this thing is hello, Carolina Panthers. Those Carolina Panthers who played the Saints this week, they're a half game up before they play the Saints this week. The Panthers have an excellent opportunity now to go ahead and take a full 1-game lead with just 3 games to go in the NFC South, which once again will send a 500-type team, like a 9-7 team, to the playoffs. And that's what you're looking at. And when you look at them, they have 2 games with the Bucs down the stretch. I mean, that's going to be, they get the Saints this week. Then they get Tampa Bay at home. They get Seattle at home. And then they go to Tampa Bay to finish the season. So 2 games between the Panthers and the Bucs are going to determine the NFC South, this season. And it's just the way it's coming down. But it seems like, when was the last time a team out of the NFC South won like 11 or 12 games?
It's been a minute. I mean, I'm just glad to see that it's got kind of some backing to it now. I mean, the Buccaneers, the Panthers have been the biggest surprise. The Bucs kind of fallen off a little bit, but it is
falling off a lot. They're 7-7.
It is good to see the NFC South kind of getting back into contention. Whereas you look over at the AFC South, and surprise with seeing the Jags being on top, and then the Texans and the Colts not being too far behind. The Titans, well, they stay as the Titans.
Oh, here comes Houston too. So in 23, Tampa and New Orleans were 9-8. They were on top of the division. Last year it was 10-7 for the NFC South. In 2022, Tampa won the division at 8-9. 8-9.
It's been a
am I lying?
No.
8-9. In 2021, Tampa won the division 13-4. That was Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So you have to go back to 2021 before you see, and that was the year they were actually 7-4 late in the season, and they finished the season on a heater, and then won the Super Bowl.
It's crazy.
With the Tom Brady.
Crazy stuff. I saw the last time that Phillip Rivers played was back in 2020, and now he's back in Indianapolis, getting ready to be a second-string quarterback, possibly start sometime at the end of the season. A 44-year-old quarterback coming back into the league. How about that?
So are these guys confused by this Friday trifecta, or are they just going to wait for the playoffs? Because typically by now, lines are jammed. I mean, typically right now, lines are jammed. Friday trifecta. All right, we'll come back. You want to get on the lines, 256-576-4977. You want to make some of these picks in the Friday trifecta, you can do it. Otherwise, I will tell you that I have made out my Coach of the Year ballot, my college football Coach of the Year ballot, and I have submitted it. And I'll tell you how I voted. You vote for 5 guys. You put them in order. And you vote for 5 guys, and I'll tell you what I did when we return on the Thom Abraham Show.
Tom Luganville here from my friends at the service department at Woody Anderson Ford. When you need service on your vehicle, whether it's a Ford or any other make, you want to get into Woody Anderson Ford, where their expert service technicians will get it diagnosed and repaired right away, the right way. And while you are there, check out all the new and pre-owned vehicles at Woody Anderson as well. They are ready to make you the best deal possible. Visit Woody Anderson Ford today.
Woody Anderson Ford on Jordan Lane in Huntsville, Hughes Road in Madison, and online at WoodyAndersonFord.com.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
Need tough equipment you can count on? Christopher Equipment has you covered. Whether it's air compressors, trenchers, bucket lifts, concrete tools, generators, skid steers, and more. Serving you with locations in Tullahoma, Shelbyville, Manchester, Fayetteville, and Hazel Green. Christopher Equipment. From job site to backyard, rent or buy, Christopher Equipment delivers the tools you need when you need them. Call 931-455-3900 or visit Christopher.equipment today. Christopher Equipment, powering your project.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
The holidays are here, and so is the holiday pizzazz at Loring & Company Fine Jewelers. At Loring & Company, they know this season is all about family, time, and meaningful connections. And when it comes to finding that perfect gift, they make it easy, enjoyable, and unforgettable. Step into a sparkling world of the world's most desired jewelry brands, all in one place. Their friendly, experienced staff is ready to help you discover something extraordinary. Whether you're shopping for a spouse, a parent, a child, or treating yourself to a little festive shine, finding the right gift doesn't have to be stressful. At Loring & Company Fine Jewelers, it's a pleasure. They'll help you choose a piece that says exactly what you want it to say, beautifully. This holiday season, let the Loring family welcome you into theirs. Visit Loring & Company Fine Jewelers at 800 Airport Road in Huntsville and shop anytime at loringjewelers.com. Add a little holiday pizzazz to your celebrations at Loring & Company Fine Jewelers.
Remember, don't try this at home, kids. I am a professional.
Tuesday, December 16th, we want you to help us celebrate the holidays by helping the Marines Toys for Tots Foundation. All you have to do is bring an unwrapped toy to Field Day, located off of University Drive on Tuesday, December 16th.
Welcome to the party, pal!
We'll have food and live broadcasts of the Thom Abraham Show, plus the drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton.
1 year membership in the Jelly of the Month Club.
Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
That it is, Edward.
It's the perfect way to celebrate the holidays by helping the Marines Toys for Tots Foundation, presented by Talent Heating and Air. The party starts at 5 p.m.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas from 97.7 ESPN, The Zone, Talent Heating and Air, and Toys for Tots. We'll see you on the 16th.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. That's right.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by my friends at All About Water LLC. Well, you can learn more about them at allaboutwaterllc.com. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but look, they do everything that has anything to do with water, whether it's building a pond or refreshing your pond or a water feature on your property or drainage on your property. Whatever it is involving water, they do it. That includes irrigation, maintenance of your irrigation, installation of irrigation. All About Water, LLC. Yeah, welcome back to the Tom Abraham Show. All right, we start getting your picks in here in just a moment, but I did tease that I would let you know how I voted in the Coach of the Year ballot for the Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year, and this was really tough at the top. But in the 5-hole, what do we have? I had Joey McGuire at 5, Texas Tech coach Joey McGuire. Oh, I got love for a guy that's the next high school football coach. I voted John Summerall 4 for his work at Tulane. I voted a guy who is not going to get votes. This is kind of like the Nick Saban thing, but I voted Kirby Smart 3rd. Okay, going 11-1. They never vote for guys that just are out there killing it year in and year out. Kirby Smart was 3rd on my ballot, so it came down to Kurt Cignetti and Clark Lee, and I've been saying this for a week. Cignetti and Lee. I can't believe what Clark Lee has done at Vanderbilt. Can I believe it? But what Kurt Cignetti has done, taking a Indiana team that was winning 1 and 2 games a year for the 3-4 years before he got there, and in the very first year he was there, he goes like 11-2, and then this year's the number 1 seed in the playoffs. He's the number 1 team in the country right now. I mean, for what Clark Lee and Vandy has done, Indiana's pedigree is no better than Vandy's pedigree. They're like the Vandy of the SEC, or of the Big Ten. Well, actually, Northwestern's probably the Vandy, but Northwestern's had a lot of success over the years. Not like playoff type teams and number 1 in the country, but Northwestern's had some pretty good years back in the day when Pat Fitzgerald was there and he wasn't getting in trouble. Now, I know it's tougher in the SEC than it is in the Big Ten, but Vandy, Vandy's not number 1 in the country. I went with Kurt Cignetti. I voted him Coach of the Year, and I put Clark Lee 2 on my ballot. So I voted Cignetti, Lee, Kirby, Summerall, and McGuire. That's how I went. Let's get to the lines. We start with Wolverine Dan, and Dan, as these sordid details come out of this whole Michigan coaching situation, man, oh man, it's looking worse and worse. Just a terrible scenario there.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear me?
You got me on. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It is. I told you how I felt about it, so let's just.
Let me ask you a question. Jesse Minter, who is the defensive coordinator at the Chargers, he's with John Harbaugh there. He was the defensive coordinator when you won the national championship, and he was implicated in the Connor Stallions deal. So there is a little bit of baggage there. A lot of people are mentioning him as a possible candidate, though. Young guy, son of Rick Minter. Would you be okay with them hiring Jesse Minter, or do you want them to get completely away from anybody that had anything to do with the whole Connor Stallions bit and all that other stuff?
I'm the wrong person to ask that question. You know that. Okay.
Would you be okay with Minter?
Listen. Okay, that's the second time you asked me the question. All right, so don't ask me the third time because I'll go ahead and give an answer. As far as I'm concerned, all the schools do it.
So you would be okay with Minter then?
You do it just as well as we do. Everybody does. That's all it is, okay? It's a nothing burger, all right?
So you would be okay with Minter? You wouldn't have a problem with him. Yeah.
And he don't cheat on his wife. He's a good family man. I have no problem with it. I want a good family man. I don't want a guy that cheats on his wife. I don't care how good a coach he is. I don't want him.
So it's worse. Cheating on your wife. Cheating on your wife and kids is worse than cheating cheating on in college football, filming the other team and doing stuff like that. Okay. I'm not that I disagree with you. I think it's the worst thing that you could possibly do. I think infidelity is I think it's the worst thing you can do. To be honest with you.
Well, sitting in general, I don't think that's the guy above doesn't want that to happen. And we're supposed to be down here. We're all sinners, you know that. But you could try not to be a sinner, or you could just say, I don't care. There's no consequences. I'll be a sinner. Well, that's not acceptable.
Yeah, there are consequences. Yeah.
Yeah, there are consequences. You betcha, boy.
Yeah.
But anyway, with that said, it's a beautiful sunny day. I got a chance to work out these bones today in the water. I always feel better after I swim because I got all that dang arthritis going on. But, I think there might be a trifecta today, right?
There is a trifecta. We got, in these games, no line, straight up. Who wins? The Bills at the Patriots.
Bills.
Bills make me wanna kick your heels and
Straight up, Packers at the Broncos. Who wins the game?
Yeah, okay, I'll take the Broncos.
Rocky Mountain High, Colorado.
All right, now. Hang on 1 second. I put it in the wrong spot. Okay. The Predators scored 7 goals last night. All right. The Titans are at the 49ers. Will the Titans score more points against the 49ers than the Preds did last night against the Blues?
Yes. Yeah, 7. They'll score 7.5.
They'll score more than 7. Yeah, 7.5. Okay.
We are the Tigers.
All right. And then our bonus is Army plus 6.5 against Navy.
Well, I think your bonus should have been the Rams versus the Lions, but that's just me. That game's important. Anyway, 2 real good teams. And what's the point spread again?
6.5. Army plus 6.5.
Where's it at? Is it a neutral site?
It's at Baltimore. Yeah, it's always at a neutral site. It's in Baltimore, which is closer to Annapolis.
Right. I'll take Army in the points.
But you can join the Army.
All right, we got you in, Dan.
All right, well, I appreciate it. Have a great weekend. And don't forget, everybody, tonight you got to have it, game. It's the wiener race, man. The dogs.
Oh, I love the dog races. Yeah, I love when they do the wiener races, on the ice.
Well,
that's always...
Tonight, guys. You get a chance, go support your local team. He's a great owner. See ya.
Dude. And as we said in the open, they are just... They're tied for second right now with 24 points to start the season. All right, Bama Bud is up next. Bama Bud, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, doing great today, Tom. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Sounds like Dan's having trouble talking about his Michigan Wolverines.
Well, I think it's a legit question, is that if you are a fan of Michigan, do you want, would Jesse Minter, who I think is an excellent coach, but he was tied to the Connor Stallions thing too. He was implicated in that too. And by the way, not everybody does it, what they did. Not everybody did to the level of what Connor Stallions was doing in terms of the amount of cheating and filming and sending out people to film and all that kind of, not everybody does that. Some level, is there some sort of cheating that goes on? Sure. Is there sign stealing that goes on during a game? Of course. That's why you see the guys on the sideline holding up the big sheets and things like that. You see the student assistant coaches holding up the sheet so that the people in the box can't steal the signs of the coaches that are sending them in. Even if they're sending them now with the radio communication, they're still holding up those big sheets. But that's different. That's legal. Stealing the signs that way is okay. Sending out people advanced scouts and filming and things like that, not everybody does that.
Yeah, I tell you what, Tom. If I was Michigan, I'd stay away from anybody that had anything to do with that.
Yeah, I agree. I think they need a completely clean house, and anybody that ever shook hands with Jim Harbaugh should be not involved in this search.
Oh yeah, he's a dandy. But I'm looking at Lake Gunnersville right now. It's a beautiful day.
Ooh, really? Are you on the lake, or are you just getting to the lake? What do you?
I'm right beside the lake.
Oh, you're beside.
Yeah, I'm over here.
Man.
It's, just off of 69 and Highway 69, around Pier 69, that area.
So I get my Bass Nation schedule of tournaments that I fish, and the first tournament of the year is on February 7th at Woods Reservoir, and that's the Saturday of the Progressive Bassmaster Elite Series at Gunnersville. I mean, I'm not going to be available that day. I'm like, why would you schedule a Bass Nation event in Tennessee on the same day that is the Saturday of the elites at Gunnersville?
That didn't make much sense, does it?
And I'll be working, so I'll be there. I'll be doing that because it's also food truck day. So I don't even know what I'll be doing that day. I won't. Right. I know what I won't be doing that day. Unfortunately, I won't be fishing a tournament at Woods Reservoir that day because I'll be doing my food truck stuff at the church.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
that's the most important.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get on the trifecta.
All right, pick a winner. Bills at the Patriots.
Pats.
Boys in the schoolyard can't stop it.
Packers at the Broncos. Pick a winner.
That's a tough one to me. I'm going to take Broncos.
Rocking Mountain High,
Colorado. Predators scored 7 goals last night. Will the Titans score more against the 49ers than the Preds did against the Blues?
Yeah, I think they'll kick 3 field goals. So, yeah, over.
We are the Tigers.
And Army gets 6.5 against Navy in Baltimore.
Navy.
All right, bud, we got you in.
Have a great weekend.
I appreciate you. I wonder if Bill Crawford throws up a little bit in his mouth every time he hears that. Maybe it gets him a little bit.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's his least favorite thing in the world.
The minute that job opened up at Michigan, they couldn't stop talking about Kalen DeBoer. And DeBoer has shown no interest in the gig. I mean, everything that's coming out of Tuscaloosa from anybody that's in the know, I mean, there's been some, it's a done deal. The Georgia fans, it's done. DeBoer's going. They're working out the details on how, if he can coach in the playoffs with Alabama. No, I believe in my heart of hearts, there's no way he's going. Two, I think the Alabama job's a better job. And I'm sitting here telling you that the Michigan job is one of the great jobs in the entire country. But the Alabama job right now is a better job than the Michigan job. The Alabama job, all you got to do is worry about the lunatic fans that go nuts if you don't go 12-0 and win the national championship, as if Nick Saban did that every single year instead of just doing it, 6 times. Actually, only had two. He had 2 undefeated teams for those national championship deals. But in any event, the Michigan situation's a mess. I don't know if I wouldn't want to walk into that. This isn't, look, it's not Jerry Sandusky and Joe Paterno, what happened at Penn State, but it's not real far off of that. I mean, the offense was terrible with Sandusky. Out to this day, I used to go to coaching clinics that were run by Jerry Sandusky. I've seen him speak a number of times. I was stunned when all of that went down when I was a college coach.
Have you seen he's still trying to make an appeal for it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, he's pretty near dead. I mean, he's got multiple. I mean, obviously he would never live out his sentence. But I hated it that Joe Pa got caught up in it because Joe Pa lets that. I to this day don't think that Joe Pa really understood or knew exactly what was going on with Sandusky. And a lot of that happened after he wasn't a coach anymore. But because Joe Pa was the head of the program, he took the hit on that deal. And that program, it took a minute to get back to relevance. And, James Franklin had them going in the right direction. But this Michigan situation is not dissimilar in the fact that for 4 years, they have been a negative story. I mean, the last 3 or 4 years that Jim Harbaugh was there was always something coming up, some kind of investigation. Bought a guy a hamburger, or they're investigating him for this or that, or recruiting, or bumping around, all of that stuff. And then the Stallions thing comes up, which is massive. So, and then Sharon Moore, he's getting clipped himself. And then they knew something about this that was going on. They knew something was going on with this girl in the athletic department. And they had been investigating it, and apparently, according to the 911 call, I mean, he goes there, and the next thing you know, it's like, she's making a call saying this guy has been harassing me for months, and now he's trying to, assault me. Now, today, I think he's in court, so we'll see what charges get brought on that deal. All right. So TJ Watt had to have surgery to repair and stabilize a partially collapsed lung. It's interesting. What's interesting about that for me is that ended my daughter's soccer career. My daughter was an outstanding high school soccer player, and she was going on to play college soccer, and she was in training. And this happens sometimes with elite athletes that don't have a lot of body fat, that are very lean. She had a collapsed lung, and they couldn't get it inflated properly over and over again, pneumothorax, what it's called. And she had to have this surgery where they went in and they actually scraped the surface of the lung, and they scrape the surface of the lung cavity where it goes, and they stick it together so that it heals together to hold the lung up. John, did you know that Caroline went through that?
No idea. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Well, that would have been 1990. Oh, you were just a gleam in my eye at that point in time.
Right before I was even relevant.
Yeah. Well, Caroline was a champion soccer player, right?
She played with against some of the people that were on the American
Abby Wambach.
team.
Yeah, Abby Wambach. But she was in her own right. I mean, she was MVP of the Section 5 championship tournament. I mean, she was the leading scorer on her team as a senior. She was a captain, and she was named the MVP of the tournament, and she was going on to college. She was going to go play in college, and then she was in training between her senior year and her freshman year in college, and she had the pneumothorax, and they couldn't blow it up. Typically they just blow the lung back up, and they couldn't get it to hold, and they had to do this surgery where they go in and they scrape the wall where the lung goes, and they scrape the back of the lung, and then they stick it up there, and it
doesn't sound comfortable.
No, I hated it for her. All right, we're going to break. We'll come back, wrap up hour number 1, set you up for hour number 2. We're on a Joe Ross watch as well on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Zane Gonzalez kicked a 43-yard field goal as time expired, and the Falcons dropped the Buccaneers 29-28 yesterday at Raymond James Stadium. Atlanta was a 6-point underdog. Tampa Bay has gone from -300 to win the NFC South to -130. Carolina from +240 to +100. Army Navy in Baltimore tomorrow at M&T Bank Stadium. Navy the 6-point favorite, 38.5 the total. The Crampton Bowl hosting the Salute to Veterans Bowl in Montgomery Tuesday. It's Troy 3.5-point favorites over Jacksonville State. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Announcing the 97.7 ESPN The Zone Baumhower's Bracket Challenge. Sign up now at our Facebook page, 977 ESPN, or just go to ESPN.com Fantasy. Click on the Bracket Challenge and search Baumhower's Bracket Challenge. Presented by 97.7 ESPN The Zone to get in. The grand prize, an overnight stay at the historic Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel. Dinner for two at Del Fans. And a complimentary beverage and dessert at La Floriditas, Mobile's only Cuban-inspired speakeasy. The 97.7 ESPN The Zone Baumhower's Bracket Challenge. Sign up closes on the 19th, so get in today.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com. At Stella at 5 Points, living isn't just about having an apartment, it's about living artfully. Imagine waking up with the upscale feel of Atlanta or Nashville right here in the heart of Huntsville. Modern, stylish apartments, open layouts, stainless steel appliances, and resort-inspired amenities. Nestled in vibrant 5 Points, you'll enjoy walkability, parks, dining, and quick access to downtown without the chaos. Stella at 5 Points. Live heartfully. Live Stella.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Plenty of sunshine this Friday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 50s and lower 60s. We drop into the mid-30s as we head into the overnight. Plenty of sunshine again for your Saturday. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 50s. We get cold Saturday night, Sunday morning. Temperatures dropping into the lower 20s across the Tennessee Valley, and then only climbing into the lower 30s Sunday afternoon.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7.
All right, coming up, we keep the live lines open for you to get in. We are hoping that we're going to hear from Joe Ross, former Army football captain. Joe Ross will reset the Friday trifecta for you. Get into that. Also, you know what the lines are by now for the first round of the college football playoff. What would it look like if the various teams moved on? What is it going to look like for the top 4 seeds in round 2? We'll share that as well. And what does a 2014 playoff look like? Well, they do that in the FCS, and I'll tell you where they're at with that too. All in hour number 2 of the Tom Abraham Show.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, If you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Sure, Valley Equipment Rental takes care of the homeowner and his needs, but how about the pros out there? Well, Valley Equipment has the big stuff as well. The equipment you need to get any job done. I'm talking about the big track hoe excavators, from the 30,000-pound mid-size one to the big boy 50,000-pound units. Need a dozer on the job? Well, they've got them up to 105 horsepower, and that's a good-sized machine. Plus, Valley Equipment has more lifts than anyone around. Up to 80-foot booms that reach 56 feet with a 10,000-pound capacity. 2 locations, North and South Parkway. Check them out today.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games, and if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title. Because when it's your closing.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Scott Tyson here with your 97.7 ESPN The Zone Sports Minute. The 21st ranked UAH Chargers would lead 31-29 at the half against Trevecca, but couldn't hold off the visitors. Trojans steal the 70-61 win. Canute Wood would lead the Chargers with 13 points. UAH women extend their winning streak to 6 games as they knock off Trevecca 80-61. 4 Chargers would end up in double figures, led by Bella White's 21 points. Both teams in action tomorrow at home, taking on Lee 2 and 4 p.m. tips. Thursday night NFL action. The Atlanta Falcons come back from a 14-point fourth quarter deficit as Zane Gonzalez hits a 43-yard field goal as time expires as they stun the Buccaneers 29-28. Join the 97.7 ESPN The Zone family Tuesday night for our Talent Heating and Air listener party at Field Day Huntsville, hosted by North Alabama Mortgage from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Just bring a toy for Toys for Tots and you can enjoy all the fun.
This segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by Owen Home Appliance, the sponsors of the Owen Home Appliance Friday Trifecta all fall long. Fall is here, and I know you hunters out there are looking for a new freezer to put this year's harvest in. Owen Home Appliance has you covered with the best in the business for chest freezers, even some with like real tree camo on them. Even if you're not a hunter, the deals you'll find at Owen Home Appliance are second to none. You need to check out the interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, or just go to OwenHomeAppliance.com to learn more. That's Owen Home Appliance Center.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on. That's my dog. Now live, here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby!
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome back, hour number 2 of the Tom Abraham Show. Glad that you are with us today on a Football Friday in the Doghouse. Football Friday means that we do have your Friday trifecta for you. It's your Owen Home Appliance Friday trifecta. You are playing for a $10,400 grand prize, the complete Gordon Ramsay set of kitchen appliances from Owen Home Appliance. And if you don't need them, that's all right. You can sell them and make a lot of money off of these deals. We have 10 points online today. And I have removed the lines for the 2 NFL games that I have in there. All you have to do is pick a winner in those games. Plus, we have a special pick in there as well. So that's the trifecta end of things. And if you can get that in there, then you can add the 4-point bonus, which is the Army-Navy game. So all of that works. Now, your picks are, we are looking for the Buffalo Bills.
Bills make me wanna kick your heels up and throw your hands up and
On the road at the New England Patriots.
Bullies in the schoolyard.
All I need is a winner.
Stop it.
Just give me a winner for those bullies in the schoolyard. We're looking at the Green Bay Packers.
Look at this play. What we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here.
And they are on the road at the Denver Broncos. All I need is a winner there. And the Titans are on the road at the San Francisco 49ers. The Predators scored 7 goals last night. So my question is, will the Titans outscore the Predators? Okay, tie goes to the Preds. If the Titans outscore the Predators, then you pick up a point. You pick up that one there. That's the third element. To me, that's not too difficult of a trifecta. Then for 4 bonus points, you got your Army getting 6.5 in Baltimore against Navy. So go ahead and get in on that. You go ahead and bust us a phone call at 256-576-4977. We'll get you in. You can text that in as well at 732-9TA show, 732-982-7469. Among other things that have gone on, the SEC had their schedule reveal. And, of course, now we know the schedules for all of the teams and the week-by-week schedule. And all I'll say about that, I mean, there's a number of things you could say about it. And but one of the things we'll say about it is, first of all, the start date of September 5th. This is the thing that I don't understand. All right? The calendar is so jacked up. Whereas we're running into the transfer window and we're running into the signing day. We're trying to get everything done before the second semester starts, and everything is spilling over, including the national championship, spilling over weeks into the second semester. And kids are already on campus at wherever they're going. In many cases, they're on campus beginning, second week of January, and we're still playing games. We got to get the calendar to line up with the school calendar. The football calendar and the school calendar should be lined up somewhat. Take pressure off of, firing coaches too soon, and got to have somebody in there because we got to have signing day right after the season ends, before we even had the championship games, the conferences. It makes no sense to me. I don't understand why we're starting September 5th. Why can't this season start 2 weeks earlier than that? What was week 0 this year? The 22nd, 23rd of August? Well, I mean, we could start playing before school starts. And then we wouldn't spill off into a second semester during the school year. Start the season before school starts. Start in August. If you started 2 weeks before this, you could have your rivalry games Thanksgiving or the weekend before Thanksgiving. You could have your conference championship games Thanksgiving week, and then you could start your playoffs. And like in 1AA, you would be done by January 5th, January 4th, January 3rd. God forbid, New Year's Day. You could have this whole thing done At that, even with a 16-team playoff, you could have this whole thing done by then. I don't get it. I don't understand it. As far as the specific schedules themselves, when you look at Alabama's schedule, East Carolina, that's your tune-up. That's where it should be, September 5th. You don't need to be playing UT Chattanooga on November 21st. I don't get that. 2 cupcakes on the schedule, East Carolina and UT Chattanooga. East Carolina will, I think, put up a little bit of resistance. But they play at Kentucky. They get Florida State at home. South Carolina at home. At Mississippi State. So far they're played at Kentucky and at Mississippi State, 2 of the worst teams in the SEC. They get Georgia at home again. That's a little weird. I think I was a little bit surprised when I saw that. But they get the Bulldogs again back at home. So this will be the 3rd straight year. They had them at home 2 years ago. They were on the road this year. They come back and get them at home again this next year, October 10th. Turn around and play at Tennessee. Toughest road game on the schedule is at Tennessee. Then they get A&M at home. Have an open date before they go to LSU. LSU will be a different animal with Lane Kiffin November 7th. At Vanderbilt. Who the heck knows? Who knows what Vandy's going to look like post Diego Pavia? Home against UT Chattanooga in the JV game, and then the Iron Bowl. Saturday after Thanksgiving. So that's where Alabama's at. Of course, the haters are criticizing this cupcake Alabama schedule because the fact that they play at Kentucky and at Mississippi State. They're just blowing off the fact that they're going to play Georgia and Texas A&M. And they're going to play at Tennessee and at LSU. But none of that's a big deal, apparently, to them. I don't care about that. Auburn gets Baylor in Atlanta. Southern Miss at home. Florida at home. Vandy at home. Go on the road to Tennessee. Open date. Go on the road to Georgia. Tough game. Home against LSU. Tough game. At Ole Miss. Tough game. Arkansas at home. At Mississippi State. Samford. Why? Gosh, we got to get rid of that game. 1 AA team. And then Alabama at Alabama. Tennessee. The Vols have Furman in their tune-up. At Georgia Tech. Legit game. Then they play Kennesaw State. Stop it. And then you play Furman and Kennesaw State. But they are. I mean, all of these teams have 2 cupcakes and 1 legit non-conference game. They got 10 P4 games and 2 cupcakes. Everybody. Because you got 9 SEC games. They get Texas at home. The battle of the UTs. First time in the history of history that the University of Texas will visit the University of Tennessee. The 2 UTs. The 2 Utes. Auburn at home at Arkansas. Alabama at home at South Carolina. Open date Kentucky at Texas A&M, LSU, and then at Vandy. Wild card in all these schedules is Vandy. You just don't know what you're going to get out of Vandy. Vandy has Austin P at home. Not a long trip for those guys from Clarksville. Delaware at home. Stop it. NC State. That's their 1 P4 non-conference game. Then they're at Auburn, at Georgia. Ole Miss at home, Arkansas at home, at Kentucky. Open date at Mississippi State, Bama at home, at Florida, and Tennessee at home. John, did you have any reaction, comments, anxieties about these schedules?
I wanted to see, how teams would try and, work around the gauntlet that is playing the SEC. And there were a few teams that maneuvered it. And I think it's just the fact that we see some out-of-conference games in the middle of the season. But you gotta be really cautious with what you see on that Alabama schedule, and the same can go for an Auburn team. There are some points in those schedules that get extremely rough. If we're going off of what we saw this past season,
All right, you don't see Vandy. You just don't know what Vandy's going to look like.
no doubt. And who are they going to start at quarterback? And the same
What's
thing
LSU going to look like?
What's Auburn going to look like?
What's Auburn going to look like?
Now, yeah. And with Alex Golish, of course, that's huge. But still, I mean, getting DJ Durkin back on the defensive side of the ball looks, very promising for their future. So that's kind of what I was looking at. 9-game conference schedule, going to be very tough to maneuver. But at the same time, how are we going to have less SEC teams going into the postseason next year when the conference, is just getting tougher and the schedules are going to look even better?
Well, if they're going to 16, there won't be less. They're going to 16, it'll be at least 5, maybe 6. But the date to circle, you pick one. October 10, October 17, though, I'm just saying, you don't need to be in your tree stand going after Bambi unless you're coming home by 10 o'clock in the morning. October 10, October 17, that's the sweet spot in this schedule as far as I'm concerned. I think October 10th is the best day on the schedule. On October 10th, you get Georgia at Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas. Got South Carolina at Florida, LSU at Kentucky, A&M at Missouri. You got Texas versus Oklahoma. So now you got Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma. And then you've got Ole Miss at Vandy. I think October 10th may be the best day. October 17 gives you Auburn at Georgia and Mississippi State at LSU. It gives you Alabama at Tennessee, Florida at Texas. I think I'll take the 10th over the 17th. I think the 10th is better than the 17th. Halloween is a Saturday this year. You do have the cocktail party on Halloween. Auburn at Ole Miss on Halloween.
You think Georgia's going to wear their black jerseys against Florida?
Well, they didn't wear them this year. Why would they wear black? Why would they wear their black against
It's going to be in Atlanta. It's going to be a very intense matchup. And on top of that, we're looking at a Georgia team that, it's playing on Halloween against Florida, oldest rivalry.
Oh, you're thinking because of the Halloween thing?
Why not?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm a Jersey guy. I'll always look for that.
Yeah. I don't know if that'll happen. All right, let's go to Baltimore and join our friend Joe Ross, who is so kind to call. He might be in the airport right now. He might be in a helicopter, taking him to the M&T Stadium or something like that, because he is a former captain, of course, of Army. He joins us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Joe, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm sitting in a rental car in a parking lot.
Sitting at the airport in Baltimore, or did you get delayed?
I'm in D.C., outside the airport in front of a pub restaurant I always go to.
In D.C.? So you're not up in Baltimore yet?
No, I took the direct flight from Huntsville to D.C., and then I'll drive up. It's only a 40-minute drive.
They don't have – so I thought like the Army would send a special, like a Black Hawk helicopter or something like that for you because, you are a former captain.
I wish.
Yeah, they should be
That takes
flying
a lot
you.
longer, though, than a plane.
That's true. They should be flying you in there. That's true. So let's talk about this a little bit. People talk about how it's all consuming all throughout the year and so on and so forth. You were captain there at Army, obviously, and you were there for your 4 years at West Point. Just give us a sense of it. Can people that are who have not gone through this at West Point or Annapolis, can they fully understand just how all-consuming, especially for football players, it is, this whole, go Army, beat Navy thing?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge for every cadet. It's huge for every midshipman, and then every graduate as well. And then it resonates to every other service member that serves in the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, if they didn't play, just because you're around it. And what I mean by that is, so my plebe year, my freshman year, we lost. We were 5-5 going to the game, and Navy was 0-10, and they crushed us. They beat us 24-0.
Wow.
And so first of all, that's a miserable feeling to lose that game, but the rest of the year is miserable. Like as a cadet, I mean, it just lingers over everyone. And like, I think everyone just takes their anger out on the plebes for the rest of the year. No one's happy. And then the next 3 years we won, and it's a totally different atmosphere. You know, when you win, the party just keeps going, and it lasts the next semester, and it lasts all into the next season. So it just changes the whole attitude of, you know, the morale of West Point or the Naval Academy and the midshipmen, the cadets, and all the way into the service. And then you have bragging rights for the rest of the year. So that's
How
always nice
did
too.
how do the Muckety Mucks act about the whole thing towards the team? You know, I mean, if you guys you won 3 times, you had that one loss. You know, is it something that resonates all the way up the line? I mean, to where you're aware of the fact that, you know, all those guys up there, the colonels, the generals, and all those guys, they got to listen to this stuff all year long as well, and it's on your back.
Oh yeah. So like, if you lose, you know, they're not giving you any favors. You win, and if someone says, I mean, I'm talking about any cadet. So you win the game. Now it's term end week, and a cadet doesn't know the answer, and they might just say, "Go Army, beat Navy," and because you won, the person, the major or the colonel who's grading your test might just give you 5 points for saying it. Right? They're happy. Now, if you try to say it after you lost, you're not giving you anything. Like maybe next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if that to answer your question, but that's kind of how it is around there.
You had 721 yards in your senior year. You were a captain at that point in time. How is it? You know, what's it like impressing the younger guys? Did they come in? They must come in knowing how big a deal it is. But do you take an extra responsibility when you're an upperclassman in terms of making sure that the young guys know what you're up against here?
Yeah, it just kind of takes care of itself. You know, when I was a young guy, you know, I looked at guys like Mike McElrath, who's the all-time leading tackler. You know, Steve Schlute, he was the offensive guard my plebe year, and I was lucky to play as a plebe freshman year. Willie McMillan was our quarterback my freshman year. So all those guys, you kind of watch how they do things, and you want to emulate them. So then when you become a junior and senior, you kind of know what right is, and then you do it, and maybe you add your own little spice to it. But really, it's just always encouraging, always being positive, always being optimistic. And that's one thing I love about Mike McElrath. You always believe there's a way to win, and especially if the whole team believes that you can win, then you'll find a way. And a perfect example is my sophomore year. We were losing 17-7 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And we came back and won. I believe the final score was 24-22, something like that, with we kicked a 49-yard field goal with 12 seconds left to win.
Wow.
It's just some belief. If you have that belief, you can make anything happen. And then that goes into your career. You know, when you become an Army officer and you face adversity, you remember those times and you get your soldiers to have that undetermined faith and belief that, hey, we can get out of this and we'll figure it out. And if we all stick together and believe, we'll make good things happen.
So you played 3 of them in Philadelphia and then the one at Giant Stadium. Is that right? Or do I have that wrong?
Correct. That's correct.
And so the year you lost,
that was
what was that? 90. That was 91. The 24-3 game. Yeah, the 24-3 game. Were you guys the favorite in the in those the next 3 games that you won?
It was pretty evenly matched. I don't know if we were the favorite because they were pretty decent as well. You know, our sophomore year, like I said, they had the lead and we came back and went to the last second field goal. That fourth quarter, we just played extremely well. My junior year, I started that game and I thought we had the game in control at halftime. I think we were maybe winning 9-0. Somehow they climbed back into the game, and it's a 16-14 game. They climbed to the 1 yard line again, 3 seconds left in the game, and from the 1 yard line they missed the field goal. Now that carried over to my senior year. So my senior year, you know, we strike first and score, and then they drive down. And this is where I say the Corps won the game for us. That's our the Corps is the student body.
Yeah.
The cadets. They were so deafening that the field goal kicker missed the opening kickoff or the opening field goal. And we ended up winning that game by 1 or 2 points. We kicked a 52-yard field goal with like 7 minutes left in the game and then ran the clock out that game. So they were all close, 1 or 2 points. It all came down to the wire, and it's just who could perform at the very end.
former Army captain, football captain, Joe Ross with us, Dr. Joe Ross with us here. Yeah, you won that one 22-20, that game, your senior year. And that was a little run.
Year,
yeah, go ahead.
The next year was even better because I was a GA that year, graduate assistant, and
right.
Navy should have won the game. It is 13-7, and they're on the 1 yard line. It's 4th and 1. Instead of taking a field goal, they go. It's going to be 16-7, right? And it's 8 minutes left in the game, and they decide to go for it, and we stop them, and then we marched 99 yards, and we had to convert a 4th and 24 in that drive. Ronnie Makeda, who actually got drafted by the Green Bay Packers, threw a 30-yard bomb to John Graves. We converted, and then we ended up scoring and winning that game 14-13. So that was amazing.
So how many years did you coach after you got done playing? How many years were you on the staff there?
Well, I stayed 1 year after I graduated as a graduate assistant, and then I came back in 2003 and coached from 03 to 08. I left a year, and then came back from 09 to 12.
Okay, so we can't ignore the fact that was some pretty dark.
They're all losing seasons.
I was going to say we can't ignore the fact those are some pretty dark days for the Army. That's in the midst of that. So you guys kind of mutt and Jeff it for a couple of years after you graduate. After you guys won 3 out of 4 your class, and then we have this 14-year run, right, where Navy wins the game, and in many cases was pretty dominant in those games. What do you think was why the balance of power was so off during that time, the early 2000s? Was it about coaching staff? Was it about personnel? Were they doing something different than you guys were doing? Because some of those games were really lopsided.
That's a great question. So in the 90s, we won 6 out of 9. In the 80s and 90s, I think we won 15 out of 20. In those years, Navy was a very pro-set-oriented offense, NFL-type offense. If you look at the Air Force Academy, they have consistently ran since the mid-'70s, so 50 years almost. They've always ran an option offense. And I think they're probably the most consistent academy over the last 50 years. Now, Army, we ran a wishbone in the 80s and 90s. And we decided to go away from that in the year 2000, and we went to a more of a pro-style offense. And Navy flipped. They hired Paul Johnson, and they went to the wishbone, or option type offense, spread option. And our fortune flipped, and they started winning, and we started losing. And finally, in 2009, we hired Rich Ellerson, and we went back to the spread option, and our wins, and we started having better success. And then by bringing Monken in 2014, I believe, he has really turned the tide and kind of had both academies' numbers.
Yeah, and last year, of course, it flipped. The Army had won a couple in a row, and including that overtime game, it was unbelievable in 22. But then last year, Army comes into the game ranked 19th, and Navy upends them. I mean, when they say throw out the records, this is the ultimate throw out the records game, right? I mean, this is just different than anything that the Navy or Army play all the rest of the season. I don't care about being in conferences or any of that kind of stuff. This is just a different animal.
Yeah, you definitely want to throw out the records. Like I said, my freshman year, we were favored, and they hadn't won a game, and they won. Last year, a little fortunate. I was hoping Navy would get into the American Conference championship game, then they would have had our same fate. So we played the week before Army Navy. They had the week off.
Yeah.
And so we were kind of beat up. We were kind of, they were probably maybe a little arrogant. We just won the AAC championship game. Our coaches, a lot of our coaches were being interviewed for other coaching jobs, so I think there's a lot of distraction. So you see, I'm making a lot of excuses for us last year. So this year,
right, baby.
Both have 2 weeks off. There's no distractions, and we'll see what happens.
All right, so finally, talk about the way it is now in the NIL era, because it's a different, I would imagine, I know that these guys, when you go to Annapolis or you go to West Point, you've got bigger things on your mind than, am I going to make money playing football? But having said that, they look around the landscape, and there's been some really good football players come out of these programs. But you look around the landscape, and now you see kids that are getting paid, everything else. How do you think that's affecting kids making the decision to go to West Point and kids who are there thinking that, we need to get a little piece of that pie?
Yeah, I think it doesn't affect going into West Point, but we did lose a couple last year. We lost our running back, our fullback. He ended up leaving for Arizona State because NIL paid him a good sum of money. And we lost our starting linebacker. Both these guys were sophomores. So you have to leave. You're committed to the Army once you enter your junior year. So you can leave your freshman and sophomore year with no problem.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's what I was going to ask you is how do you get out of a commitment? I mean, that's a different thing because we always heard about.
The commitment doesn't start until you step into class your junior year.
Mm.
And so both our linebackers, starting linebacker was a sophomore, starting fullback was a sophomore. One went to Georgia. Kirby Smart called the linebacker, must have talked to him for an hour on the phone. They paid both athletes pretty good amount of money, and they left and took the opportunity. But it's a small amount of numbers.
Yeah. Is there still the old 5-year commitment, after you graduate, or they ease that up? You got an outstanding player, do they have a situation where they can go and play and then meet their meet their obligation, or is it still you're locked into that 5-year swing afterwards?
Well, you have 5-year commitment, but Trump's first term, he changed the policy, which I think is phenomenal. So if you do get drafted or you get picked up by free agency, and this is for any sport or even Olympic sports, you have the opportunity to go participate while you're in that window for your athletic ability, and then you owe reserve time back when you're in off season, and you do reserve obligations. And we have about 5 former players that are currently playing, like Toth for the Eagles. He was playing the other night. He starts at offensive guard. We got a guy for the Chargers. I don't remember all their names. We got about 4 or 5 guys playing right now.
Yeah. That's great stuff. And then I imagine going back as a former captain, as a guy that won 3 out of 4 games in this thing, it's just got to be the ultimate old home week when you guys all get together. Do you go back every year, or is this, is it not necessarily all the time?
Not all the time. I have 2 kids at the academy, so I've been going the last few years. When I left coaching in 2012, I did not come back to a game until 2022, 23. And that's the reason I started going back, because my kids were at the academy and I had a reason to go up there.
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations on that, having them up there. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Enjoy the game. Army, a bit of an underdog in this thing here. I think it's going to be a close game because these games are generally close games. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. But I appreciate you, Joe Ross, and I appreciate Higher Echelon as well, helping out with the Crawdads Countdown to Kickoff show all season long for the last several years as well. And I know that that's been a great partnership as well. Thanks, man.
All right, guys. Thanks. Go Army. Be Navy. Bye.
There you go. Joe Ross. That's kind of fascinating stuff because that's the inside. That's a dude that's there. That's the inside. All right. Got to get a break in here. John, I don't know what is going on with AC trying to get into the bracket challenge and why he keeps having, a problem with it. I'm not sure, what his issue is in getting in there.
I have no idea. Because everybody else is getting in that thing. So
he says he's tried from his smartphone and it doesn't work. I tried from my PC, it doesn't work. Maybe it's because as soon as you extend a group, the size of people, we are not changing the size of the group. He says not a group max is 22 or whatever to do that. You can push the group size to 30. We're not doing anything with group size, right? It's unlimited.
No, yeah, it's as many people as that can get in. And if I try and change the settings, there's nothing about the group size that you could change. So
yeah,
right now it is saying the group size is capped at every single group or every single person that comes in and joins. Because earlier it was at 20. Now it's at 25. So it just keeps adding up. But I don't know what it is.
But does it say? But why does it say the group size is capped at whatever that size is?
No idea. I have no idea.
We got to make sure that we can get the everybody can get in the pool here. So I don't know why he's not going to. If here's a good question: is anybody else having a problem? Has anyone had a problem that wanted to join the Baumhauer's Bracket Challenge and is unable to get in for any particular reason at ESPN.com to get into the Baumhauer's Bracket Challenge? So I'd like to know that because I don't know if this is an AC issue or if it's an issue that anyone else is having. So if you've had a problem, let me know. All right, we'll come back. Papa T is up first when we return to the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Zane Gonzalez kicked a 43-yard field goal as time expired, and the Falcons dropped the Buccaneers 29-28 yesterday at Raymond James Stadium. Atlanta was a 6-point underdog. Tampa Bay has gone from minus 300 to win the NFC South to minus 130. Carolina from plus 240 to plus 100. Army Navy in Baltimore tomorrow at M&T Bank Stadium. Navy the 6-point favorite. 38.5 the total. The Crampton Bowl hosting the Salute to Veterans Bowl in Montgomery Tuesday. It's Troy 3.5-point favorites over Jacksonville State. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at the service department at Woody Anderson Ford. When you need service on your vehicle, whether it's a Ford or any other make, you want to get into Woody Anderson Ford, where their expert service technicians will get it diagnosed and repaired right away, the right way. And while you are there, check out all the new and pre-owned vehicles at Woody Anderson as well. They are ready to make you the best deal possible. Visit Woody Anderson Ford today.
Woody Anderson Ford on Jordan Lane in Huntsville, Hughes Road in Madison, and online at WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Football season and Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. The perfect combination of good times and great food. This season, score big with one of our chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness. Our delicious burgers are made with premium Angus beef, and you can pair it with one of our signature cocktails or a cold craft beer from our huge selection. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar on the Parkway in Huntsville and our new location at Cliff Farm, Highway 72 in Madison.
You'll love the expanded wine selection at Liquor Express. From special occasion to everyday table wines, they've got what you need. Meet your friends at the largest tap wall in Alabama with 105 rotating selections. Then take home a growler full of your favorite or choose from our 1,000 canned or bottled beers. Need help stocking your bar or planning your party? Liquor Express has a knowledgeable, professional, in-house staff that can assist you with anything from your bar to the planning of your special event. Visit liquorexpress.net for tasting specials, giveaways, and classes.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
The holidays are here, and so is the holiday pizzazz at Loring & Company Fine Jewelers. At Loring & Company, they know this season is all about family, time, and meaningful connections. And when it comes to finding that perfect gift, they make it easy, enjoyable, and unforgettable. Step into a sparkling world of the world's most desired jewelry brands, all in one place. Their friendly, experienced staff is ready to help you discover something extraordinary. Whether you're shopping for a spouse, a parent, a child, or treating yourself to a little festive shine, finding the right gift doesn't have to be stressful. At Loring & Company Fine Jewelers, it's a pleasure. They'll help you choose a piece that says exactly what you want it to say, beautifully. This holiday season, let the Loring family welcome you into theirs. Visit Loring & Company Fine Jewelers at 800 Airport Road in Huntsville and shop anytime at loringjewelers.com. Add a little holiday pizzazz to your celebrations at Loring & Company Fine Jewelers. At Stella at 5 Points, living isn't just about having an apartment, it's about living artfully. Imagine waking up with the upscale feel of Atlanta or Nashville right here in the heart of Huntsville. Modern, stylish apartments, open layouts, stainless steel appliances, and resort-inspired amenities. Nestled in vibrant 5 Points, you'll enjoy walkability, parks, dining, and quick access to downtown without the chaos. Stella at 5 Points. Live heartfully. Live Stella.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The segment of the Tom Abraham Show is brought to you by the Orthopedic Center, longtime friends of the show. To be honest with you, it's been about 20 years that we have been hooked up with TOC, and they just do such a great job. They service the Huntsville Havoc, Alabama A&M, most of the high schools in the region. They got 13 locations all throughout the Tennessee Valley. So if you have an orthopedic problem, if you're considering professional care, really, TOC, it's the only logical choice. You need to contact TOC. Make your appointment. When you need them, they're there. Always in the Tennessee Valley, TOC. Welcome back, Tom Abraham Show. Whose is that? I've never even heard that.
It's the Broncos.
The Broncos have a fight song?
They all have a fight song.
Everybody has a fight song?
Everybody's got one. It goes back all the way to 1950s.
Well, the Broncos weren't around in the 50s.
I'm just talking about the fight song craze.
People's fight song. Yeah, well, they, because again, they used to all have marching bands.
Yeah.
The Redskins still have a marching. I don't know if they got the full size. Commanders still have a. I don't know if it's a full size marching band, but like the Colts and the Redskins and a lot of these teams had full size marching band because college football was the thing. They were all trying to be like college football, have fight songs and do all of that. The NFL, the pro game, was an afterthought. It was all about college football, 40s, 50s. That was all college football, and then it,
And it's an interesting little tidbit that a lot of people, question. Why do these college football teams have humongous stadiums with 100,000, capacity? Yeah. And it's because it was like an arms race back in the 30s to see who could have the biggest stadium, because that drew in the best recruits. It's always been about, investing in the program. Now a lot of it focuses on the money aspect of it, but back in the day, focused on how big the stadium could get.
Yeah. And, the NFL game became more of a TV sport. And then as each new stadium is built, they kind of get smaller and smaller. Jerry broke the mold. He went big, and his was to hold over 90,000 for a Super Bowl. They have the temporary seating that goes in there. I think they're in the 80s for a regular Cowboys game. But most of the new stadiums that are being built are all smaller. The new Browns Stadium will be smaller than the existing. The new Bills Stadium is smaller. The Bills, when Rich Stadium opened, it was 72,000. When Cleveland Stadium opened, it was 72,000. Now there's 67, 68,000. The Titans Stadium got a little bit smaller, and the new Dome is smaller in Nashville, by 4,000 or 5,000 seats. And, so the new norm is like 65, 67,000 seats in these new stadiums. More room for suites, more room for mezzanine, more room for shops and everything else. The footprint of the stadium itself is bigger. The seats are not. The seats are smaller. So it's just it's just an interesting dynamic there, the way that works. By the way, Freddie Kitchens has been fired by North Carolina as their offensive coordinator, as Bill Belichick tries to. He also fired Mike Prefer, who was his special teams coordinator. So, yeah, that's it. That must have been the problem at North Carolina. I can't believe he's going to be back there. I'll be totally honest with you. I can't believe he's going to be back there for the most part. All right. Papa T is up next. Papa T, welcome to the show. How are you?
How you doing, fellas?
I am fantastic.
Me too, buddy.
So you want to get in on this trifecta?
You know it.
All right.
I don't think it's AC. I think he just ain't modernized like me.
Yeah.
I'll probably have a problem getting on that bracket too. I'll have to get my grandson to do it. I'm
I think that AC, you would think AC has some skills, electronically, but maybe not. I don't know. I know what he's saying, that like whatever happens, it says that that's the max, but it's not the max. It's a public group, and it's gone up during the show. It's gone up 5 more people have joined, during the show. So,
well, maybe I can get on it. But like I said, I'm the one that texted you a couple weeks ago, trying to text in my trifecta. You text me back. Who is this? I didn't even text my name or nothing. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
you got to put
good
your
at the
name on.
modern texting and computers and
Yeah.
I'm 61. I'm back in the old days. Shake your hand and that's the deal.
Listen,
you know what
man.
I mean? But I don't
I'm
want to take
4 years.
everybody's time, man.
I'm 4 years older than you. Okay. And I'm over here. John, tell him. I mean, I'm a whiz with electronics and the digital technology and stuff.
yeah,
you know, I mean, right,
yeah.
John? I mean, do you know anybody that's in his 60s that knows any more about this stuff than I do?
I mean, come on. You can organize the chords and all that stuff.
But when March Madness is, like my wife said, you sure can't get on there fast for that March Madness. Or when I call in my straight bed,
that's right.
I sure can't get on my gambling service real fast. She said, "You know, man, I know it'll make a bet in 50 seconds."
That is good stuff. But if you were in Tennessee, you would have the app, and you could just do it on the app. That should be.
I wish I could talk to you off the radio because I don't want to get you in trouble. I can get you on a betting service and get you 200 free real dollars, not where you got to build it up. You want to call in 250 right off the bat, boom, you got it.
But yeah, they all do that lost leader thing because they know once they get their hooks into you that eventually you're going to give it back. That's why they do.
Oh, yeah. The only thing I know, you got a 50-50 chance and you lose 70-30.
Yeah. Well, people were listening to my picks and beat the big dog. I'm 20 games over 500 against the spread. That's pretty good. I mean, when you're 55-35, I made you some money. So there's that.
If you bet $1 a lick, that's about $1,800.
About 1,800 up. All right. What do you got here? Bills and Patriots. Who wins the game?
Bills.
Bills make me wanna shout, kick your heels up and shout.
Go ahead.
I was singing with it.
Oh, Packers. Bills do make me want to shout. Packers and Broncos. Who wins the game? Straight up.
Packers.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here.
By the way, these games, if you want to know what the lines are, they're actually like 1.5, 2. So they're both very close in lines. I just kicked the lines to the curb. Predators scored 7 goals last night. Will the Titans outscore the Predators in their game against the 49ers in San Francisco?
Yes, sir. They're going to outscore the 7.
We are the Titans.
And Army gets 6.5 at the Navy. Well, not at the Navy, but in Baltimore, which is closer to Navy.
Let's go with Navy.
All right, we got you in, Papa T. Have yourself a wonderful weekend.
Same to you, buddy.
Harry is up next, Army guy. Harry, welcome to the show. How are you?
Doing great, Tom. Got a couple of quick things for you, though. Hey, character matters in college football and college sports, just like it matters in life. Kiffin was a classic example. LSU deserves Lane Kiffin just like Custer deserved more Indians. And character matters just like in Michigan. Michigan's been a cesspool for cheating for years now under the Hallbar regime. And I'm not surprised that the character of the person they picked to replace him is reflective of the past performance. It's just a tragedy that a marquee program like that has sunk that far. The other
But
point
why is Lane Kiffin? Why can't we allow Lane Kiffin to grow? Why is he? I mean, he was 6 years at Ole Miss. It's not like he went there for 2 years and then left them holding the bag. And if there was an opportunity that came up that was better, he had no choice. What's he supposed to do? Stay there for the rest of his life? What does Lane got to do for the impression of Lane Kiffin to change?
No, he's not a changed man. He's a grown-ass man that knows how to make decisions. He should have told the athletic director 42 days ago when it was before it turned into a train wreck in a burning dumpster that, hey, I'm out of here. And I love the team enough. I'll write you a check for $7 million if you let me coach to the end of the season. And that would have put an end to that drama right then and there. He'd have been there coaching. He'd have wrote a check for $7 million to NIL to Ole Miss, and they'd have been and parted good ways and good character.
I don't know that would have made a difference. You think that really would have made a difference going to a rival? I mean, he's going to a rival, going to a border state.
Rival doesn't count it. Money calls right now in the league, and it was that him and the athletic director got in a pissing contest, peeing on each other's shoes, and they didn't. They could have settled that and parted company in amenable ways, but they didn't. The last thing I got, like I said, Auburn having to go to play Baylor in Atlanta and give up one of their home games just stiffs everybody that's a fan that has a business there in Auburn to having a really big home game at Auburn, putting butts in boots in restaurants and hotel rooms to go to Atlanta for $5 million when a weekend in Auburn makes the community about $7 or $8 million.
Yeah, but that $5 million is going straight to NIL, and that was Auburn that made that call. So they got nobody to blame but themselves.
That's correct. That was the athletic director who made that call, and
yeah.
Take into consideration those businesses and local community there that's been taken care of all the way through COVID, all the way through that. He just stuck a finger in their eye for $5 million. Money counts in the league now. That's where it goes. For sure.
Well, wait a minute. How come you're criticizing it? So you're saying Lane Kiffin could have bought his way to stay at Ole Miss, but Auburn shouldn't have taken the money to go to Atlanta?
They should not have taken the money at the expense of the small businessmen and hotels and restaurants there at Auburn when they could have had a home and home. The deal was a home and home between Baylor and Waco and Auburn and Auburn.
Yeah.
And that's where they took the money, and where the athletic director took the money. And believe me, he's taking heat for it.
You want to get in on this trifecta?
Paul, Tom, my record's been in pro football. I'm not touching it with a stick. Go Army, beat Navy.
All right, man. Appreciate you. It's Army guy. All right, one more. We'll get Gilligan in here. Gilligan, welcome in. How are you? Gilligan, you're up.
Hello.
Hello. You there, Gilligan?
Hey.
Hey, man.
Hey there. All right. Get me on the trifecta.
All right. The Bills and the Patriots straight up. Who wins?
Patriots.
Bullies in the schoolyard. Can't stop it.
Packers and the Broncos. Who wins?
Broncos.
Rocking Mountain High, Colorado.
The Preds scored 7 goals last night. Will the Titans outscore them at San Francisco?
Titans.
We are the Titans.
And Army gets 6.5 at Navy.
Navy.
All right, we got you in, Gilligan.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, we'll go one more. Let's get Grumpy. Grumpy, what's going on?
Hey, man, not much. I'll be brief. I didn't hear some of the show today, but I did hear you talk about, and I'll go back and listen to it. But Lane Kiffin, and can't we cheer for him? And I'm not telling you guys anything you don't already know, but if this was somebody like Keith, the Michigan fan, somebody that carries himself really well and has a humble attitude, we'd be cheering him on. And the reaction we have towards Kiffin is because he says things like "get your popcorn ready" and throws his headphone.
But that was 6 years ago. What I'm saying is, can we live it down? Can he ever live it down? So it'll never live it down. What he was, the petulant child that he used to be.
You're speaking in singular. I'm speaking in plural. Are you it? What is it? Which one of the its do you want to talk
I'm saying
about?
he was a punk. There was no doubt he was a punk for years. He was a punk. The point is that in the last 6 years, he's done a lot to try and change that image and grow up. Will we ever, and I'm not saying cheer from her, but will he ever live it down? I mean, can the guy ever change?
Of course not.
Okay.
Of course not. Of course.
I'm glad I changed.
No. No. It took years to get on that Diaz. It took years to get on that stage. Took him years to create that persona.
Yeah.
There's no getting rid of that. Have a good one.
All right. Okay, man. Appreciate it. Well, that was my question. Will he ever live it down for you guys? And the answer apparently is no. By the way, the stupidest thing I heard was that DeBoer was going to go to Michigan, and then Lane Kiffin, whose contract was just approved yesterday, by the way, that Lane Kiffin then was going to jump ship on LSU and go to Alabama. You people are out of your minds, man. All right, we'll get a break. Come back and wrap it up next right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
When a team sticks together, it shows in the way they work and the way they treat you.
We don't just hire great people, they stay. On average, our managers have been with us over 15 years and company-wide turnover is under 3%.
It's a culture built on integrity and heart.
When you call, you get someone who knows your name.
understands your business, and is invested in your success.
And that means service you can count on every time.
AL cert number 21014.
Ah, bah humbug! We don't need no heat this holiday season.
But Mr. Scrooge, Talent Heating and Air Conditioning has free service calls with a repair.
Oh, no free calls. No heat, no cold for you.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning even has TVA rebates where they'll send you a paper check.
Who's this Talent Heating and Air people? Ah, bah humbug.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning is a real local company that'll come out and fix your unit often in the first day.
Oh, we don't need local.
Give them a call at 256-503-4490.
Oh, who again?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, or find them online at talenthac.com.
Then a toast, my love, my dearie, to our Merry Christmas. God bless us.
God bless us. God bless us.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where AFS comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at afsrepair.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
AL cert number 21014.
Ah, bah humbug! We don't need no heat this holiday season.
But Mr. Scrooge, Talent Heating and Air Conditioning has free service calls with a repair.
Oh, no free calls. No heat, no cold for you.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning even has TVA rebates where they'll send you a paper check.
Who's this Talent Heating and Air people? Ah, bah humbug.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning is a real local company that'll come out and fix your unit often in the first day.
Oh, we don't need local.
Give them a call at 256-503-4490.
Oh, who again?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, or find them online at talenthac.com.
Then a toast, my love, my dearie, to our Merry Christmas. God bless us.
God bless us. God bless us.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Thom Abraham here for my friend Mike Owen at Owen Home Appliance Center. You know, the holiday season is just around the corner. So come to Owen Home Appliance Center and get the complete Frigidaire kitchen. You buy the fridge, the range, and the microwave, and you get a dishwasher free. Or maybe you need a commercial kitchen for that huge family coming in for the holiday season. Let them help you with brands like Viking, Miele, KitchenAid, Z-Line, and Cafe. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service. That's what Owen Home Appliance Center stands for. Just 8 miles south of the river on 231.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by Ross Robertson, his team at Valley Equipment. I've known Ross for a while now, and I know one thing. I have seen Valley Equipment grow from a relatively small operator to a huge operator that takes care of everybody in the Valley with 2 locations now, not only on the South Parkway, but also on the North Parkway. You got to see that facility that they've got up there. So whether you're a homeowner looking for small equipment or whether you're a contractor looking for a big-time lift or big-time equipment, they've got it all at Valley Equipment Rental. So I had 10 missed calls at the text window. Text the text window. You can go ahead and text your picks into the text window at 732-9TA show, 732-982-7469. That'll get you in there. It's going to do it for us. Grasshopper did a great job mixing the show. I'm Thom Abraham. Have a great night, everybody.
Scott Tyson here with your 97.7 ESPN The Zone Sports Minute. The 21st ranked UAH Chargers would lead 31-29 at the half against Trevecca, but couldn't hold off the